You never know when that first impression will happen. So, be careful. Be ready. Are you ready? First impressions, I've mentioned them before, but I feel it's very important and worth mentioning it again. A lot of people only try to impress when they think there's a sale involved, but first impression is what counts. You won't get anywhere near the sale if that first impression was not effective. So think about it. Where can that be? Say you run a store, a shop. You think first impression is when they walk in and they come up to the counter and speak to you. But no, that first impression is when they saw the outside of your store. What does it look like? How fresh is it? When was the last time you freshened up that sign, changed the display? Is everything accurate in your window? Then, when they come in and they come up to your counter and talk to you, that's their first impression of you or your staff. This is another thing. You may be thinking about just yourself, but if you've got vehicles, if you've got a chain of stores, if you've got reps or staff meeting customers, the customer's first impression of your business may be when they meet one of your members of staff. And what are they like? Are you controlling the way they speak? Are you controlling the way they act? Are you controlling, say they have vans driving around? Are you helping them keep them clean? Are you giving them reasons to keep them clean? Are they hanging outside the front of your building smoking, just outside the front entrance to your car park? These things, you may think of it from your own point of view, but what about from everyone else, every other touch point? And this involves training and involving your staff in the process. It's not just you. Don't forget everyone else. That first impression is a done deal. Once it's been done, it's in your mind, in their mind. And very, very hard to undo. It's a lot easier to form it carefully in the first place. So, your business cards, your quote letters, the look of your website, not too important, not super design, but they need to be professional, they need to be on brand, they need to give the impression that you want your customer to get of you. Everything you do. The podcast, for instance, this podcast, I've been making a number of them now, but who knows when someone is first going to come across this podcast. So I have to be nice on every single one. Hello people, it's me, John. I'm nice. They could come across at any time. So it's no good putting all the effort in at the start. What about in my emails? What about, if I was doing videos, what do I wear? What's the background? Where is it? How much effort have I put in? Am I speaking into a microphone? Am I speaking at a distance into the camera and sounding cheap? Think about it. The customer will. Time for a Drive Time podcast. Today, I'm going to recommend an Englishman, Chris Ducker. Now, Chris Ducker left our shores many, many years ago and has lived in the Philippines. He is a very experienced entrepreneur, runs an outsourcing centre amongst other things, and is a mentor to many and mastermind to many because he talks in his new business podcast about his entrepreneurial journey and how he's got there, how he learnt, how he developed systems, how he developed outsourcing, because he almost collapsed from stress, from overworking. I bet that will resonate with a few. But he interviews others, he explains stories he has learnt from his week, and varying lengths of podcasts, from some are 10 minutes, some stretch up to an hour, but they're always interesting, always bang on. So I recommend you go and have a listen to Chris Ducker and his new marketing podcast. After that, give him a rating, he'd appreciate it. And whilst you're there, why not make sure you give a rating to the Marketing for Owners podcast? I'd appreciate it too.